Hey guys, I'm Nito King, and it's time for the final regular level of Rayman with our special guest.
Hello, I'm Zedd.
And you said that you haven't gotten this far in the game before?
No, I had the Game Boy Advance version and I got stuck on Bandland.
Yeah, like I said, pretty much every world is an obstacle to progress in this game. So they give us a nice easy cage up front. None of the rest of them are quite that easy.
I just wanted to say, it's a bit of a giveaway, even though this is the second one already.
Yep. And you just gotta be careful because typically what you want to do is get onto the ledge where the cage is and break it from there. That cage is sitting on a bed of spikes.
That's not good.
Most of the cages in this level are sitting on a bed of spikes.
So this is the last level before the boss, or do you still have to do those repeats?
Well, I've still got to go back to all the other levels where I missed cages and collect them all.
Well, I bet you're looking forward to that.
Well, most of them are easier than the later worlds, so... Plus, I get to go back to levels where I didn't even have the helicopter the first time.
The normal one, because you don't get to keep the permanent helicopter, the one where you can, lift yourself.
No, but I do get to go back to the level where I got the super helicopter.
Oh, that's kind of fun. I mean, I really like that power-up.
Yeah, it's a fun power-up, just you only ever get it twice, and one of those times is incredibly difficult. I'm glad I don't have to go back to that one.
So we're 5 cages in now, and it's the start of the level still. I mean,
Yeah, well, we're about halfway through the level now.
well, maybe they thought you deserved a break after Ida chose.
Well, it's not a very easy level. You might have noticed there's not a whole lot of ground. This tiny patch here is pretty much the last of it. It's all grappling hooks and spiky platforms from here.
You're making it look easy.
Yeah, I'm making it look like it's my second time in here. Maybe third. I think I screwed up once and didn't even finish the level. Plus, I think I got really lucky with the grappling hooks here.
Well, you're definitely having less trouble with them than in the past.
I think I've had enough practice at this point that even I can't screw up too badly. So, I think I just got the last one-up of the game.
Well, 40 lives, and that's pretty nice.
Yeah, it's almost enough. And that's it. That's the end of the part of the level that you have to repeat if you miss any cages. But you know what we haven't done yet?
Well,
We haven't had a boss chase.
oh boy.
Yeah, you might notice there's no hit point meter for Skops the Scorpion, because we can't damage him yet.
And you just have to avoid him now, or?
For the moment. I mean, I say it's a chase, but really, we're going to be chasing him.
Well, it's at least a change of pace.
Yeah, he just crowded me off the ledge there.
That isn't good.
Nope. But at least it gives you a chance to see that he does different patterns here. He'll knock the ledges down in different orders. The trick is always stand on the leftmost one first, because that never falls first. And there are only 2 or 3 different patterns you can knock them down in.
But it looks like if you're fighting him for the first time, that claw coming back can really catch you off guard.
Oh yeah, you're going to lose so many lives here, even when you know what to do. I think I kind of lucked out here. And of course, don't be hanging from the ledge when he bangs on the ground with his claw. You will fall off and die.
Just as a final insult from the creators.
Oh, not final. We're not nearly done this yet. Now it's more platforms that fall down. I don't know if he's got different orders to do these or not, but I was standing on the leftmost one and he saved it for last.
But why is he backing up? He's assaulting us.
I don't know, but you wouldn't be able to beat the level if you didn't.
Oh, at least there's a checkpoint here. Or well, a level transition.
Yep, and now it's time to fight him. And we still can't hurt him.
Oh boy.
See, you can punch him in the face all you want, it doesn't do anything. You have to hit him with his own shots. And as you may remember from the Firefly sequence, the shots home in on your fist, not on your body.
Is this one of those bosses that you get to dance with?
No, actually. This one doesn't dance when he dies. He just sits there being a corpse.
Because that's one of the things I really found weird about this game. That you beat these guys and then they're all buddy-buddy.
Not really. I mean, as it was pointed out in the thread, there are two different mosquitoes. There's the one you get to ride, and then there's the one you get to fight.
Oh, okay. I didn't catch that.
Yeah, there's like a purple one, and then the orange one that was a bit bigger and threw spikes at you and stuff. So you may have noticed that when this guy gets down to his last hit point, he moves over to the left so you can't dodge. I think, in retrospect, it's probably possible to get past that without getting hurt by throwing your fist before he shoots. But I didn't think of that at the time, so I just had to beat him without taking more than one hit until the last one.
And there's no
there's the hit.
5 lives power up near in the previous level.
Nope. Nope. If you don't make it all the way through the level and through the boss chase without losing a life, then you got 3 hit points.
Wow.
It gets worse later on, but...
What I don't get is that you were just in a cave. Oh, you beat him. Well. Well, at
It's
least...
like an Arabian palace or something with Tetris blocks in the background.
Yeah, that's what I was going to point out.
And Batilla's still in trouble.
She's kidnapped, it seems.
Yep, yeah, that happened when we beat Picture City. But we can't go any farther yet because there are still Electoons waiting to be freed. So, that was a pretty short level. What do you say we go do that now?
Yeah, sure.
Oh, good, because I was going to do that whether you liked it or not.
Figured.
So, we're moving on to Bandland and Bongo Hills. Last time we cleaned up the Dream Forest.
That's been a while.
Yeah, so I'm going to skip ahead to the 4th area. The rest of it's not changed all that much, except that now I have the helicopter power-up, so it's a lot easier.
And these levels, are they completable when you get there, or are they specifically designed to make you backtrack?
A couple of levels I'm going to be going through are designed so that you have to backtrack, including this one. Some of them I just missed the cages.
Because I think if you're new to these games and you don't know that you have to get all the cages, that would probably piss you off if you can't do the final boss.
That's why you have to read the manual. It tells you that you need to break all the cages.
Yeah, but who reads manuals nowadays?
I do. Because I don't think people have grounds to complain if you don't read the manual and then something comes up that was described in the manual and you go, oh, how was I supposed to know that? Because you're supposed to read the manual.
Rayman is from the time that manuals were actually worth something, though.
Yeah, true. I mean, there's some kind of amusing stuff in the manual for this one. And a couple of mistakes that, as far as I know, were repeated in every version.
I'm not sure about this, but I think I read somewhere that they were gonna stop making those Raving Rabbits games. So maybe they're gonna make another Rayman.
Well, there is that Rayman reboot that I think was supposed to be in the same style as this game with slightly updated graphics. It looked pretty good.
I haven't heard about it. Excuse me for that.
I think someone mentioned it in the thread, but that was quite a while ago. So we gotta go through this part again. I think it might be possible to get this cage the first time through. I wasn't willing to risk it because this is the 5th area, and by the time I got up here I usually didn't want to risk losing another life. So, I think you can make that jump all the way over there and just barely grab the edge of the ledge the first time. But since you have to come back through here to get the previous cage anyway, since there's no way you can make that jump without the helicopter, why not just hang on and come back to this level and get this cage then?
It's a lot less of a risk. Because you have to be here anyway.
Yep. And that's also part of the reason that I didn't worry too much. If I beat a level and didn't get all the cages, then I'd have to come back anyway, so... it's just one more level that I'd have to repeat here. And it fills up the time. I mean, 21 minutes total.
It's a decent length for the video.
Yep, so now we gotta go back through this part small.
Awesome.
Now there's a secret over here to the left. You can get in here while you're big and then ride straight up that cloud, but you can only get through here while you're small, and this is where the cage is.
I still like the music in this area.
This game has got some great music, and all of the CD versions, as far as I know, have the music on the CD in playable format. The Red Book audio, I believe is what they call it. So you can just stick it in a CD player and listen to it. Some of them will give you hassles if you have to skip the first track, but oh well.
So now you've got all the cages in this one.
Yep.
And just as I said that, it starts speeding up.
Yeah, well, I realized that I was at 99 tings, so I wanted to go get an extra life before I proceeded. Because if I died before getting another ting, like I just did, then I lose them all. So on to Mr. SAX'S Hullabaloo. And here I could have gotten this cage the first time through, but I missed it every time.
I did like this level because this is one of those few that I played in the other version.
Mm-hmm.
But I never got past it.
I mean, I thought this was pretty much the easiest level of Bandland, except for maybe the very bottom part of this area. But even that was nothing compared to, say, Allegro Presto. So, yeah, that was just an area that I had never looked in before. And now, for the final cage that you have to backtrack to get. Because you don't get the run until you're finished with Blue Mountains, and then you have to come back here. And you need 3 Speed Fist power-ups to get it, so I'm showing you where they all are.
Oh, these guys.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, with enough Speed Fists and the Gold Fists, they don't take as many hits. But, I mean, you need a fully powered-up fist, and you have to be jumping to get enough velocity to get to them. So the fully powered-up fist, you can barely make the jump to that grappling point over there. After many, many tries.
It's quite an effective.
And of course, you're not going to be willing to make the full jump, because if you jump too far to the right, you fall down and you die.
Of course.
I've done that many times. So when you finally barely manage to hit the hitbox of that hook, then you just gotta get up onto the ledge.
Alright.
Yeah, I left the whole thing in just sped up because you have to understand the frustration with getting this cage.
Yeah, I'm not saying much because I'm just watching this and I admire your perseverance.
Well, I signed up for the project. I kinda had to do it. And actually, it looked like there was a secret down there. Like in one of those gaps. I don't remember if I ever actually went down there or not. But didn't speed that part up because I managed to get back to the hook in only 3 tries. And I'm finally up.
Damn.
And there's the cage.
Well, at least you didn't have to go up here and then to the other side of the map like some cages.
Very true. Alright, so now for some of the ones that I just plain missed completely.
And the ones you missed, did you look them up or did you go exploring yourself to find them?
I didn't go to any external resource to look for the cages in this game.
And it's the helicopter power.
Yep. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that when I played the PC version I managed to find every cage on my own, and I know for this run, the only thing I was working with was what memories I had from playing the PC version so many years ago. And like I said, when I actually recorded this video, I did eventually go back and find where the cages I had missed were, and they're kind of in embarrassingly easy spots. So, looks like a bottomless pit of death, actually isn't. Which is easy enough to figure out, because when you go to the right, you have to go that far down in order to proceed, so...
So that gate you just got was always there, or...?
Yep. Yeah, you can get all these cages the first time through the level.
Oh.
And then you don't have to repeat it.
I remember you having... Either you're showing me a good run, or you're just doing a lot of better than the previous time.
Yeah, I actually decided to display some small degree of skill this time around. Just carefully edging my way along, and I decided to just go ahead and get every ting, because I could.
Well, maybe you want those lives for the final boss. I'm not sure how big of a bitch he is to fight, but...
Actually, the final boss isn't that bad. The level itself is a pain.
Oh, he has a level, yeah. I should have expected that.
And it's kind of like Eat at Joe's. The entire level is made of nothing but gimmicks.
Well, that sounds awesome.
It is. I think it's one of the most fun levels in the game.
It's a bit weird then that, you know, I don't think a lot of people would actually get to the final boss, seeing the difficulty of the game.
Yeah, and I don't expect many people get past World 2. Not many of the rest are probably going to get past World 3, and it kind of takes a superhuman video game player to get past World 4. If you manage to get past that, then I think World 5 is entirely doable. I mean, as infamous as Eat at Joe's is, I don't think there's anything in it that would stop anyone who got through Picture City from getting through Eat at Joe's eventually.
Yeah, but if you have enough dedication to actually beat Picture City, you're probably either stubborn or determined enough to, you know, make it to the end after the invested effort.
And World 5 really isn't that much harder than World 4. You know, you got tricky grapples, well hey, they got that here too. So I'm just skipping ahead to the end of this area where, I knew where one cage was at the time I recorded. I didn't realize that the second cage was right next to it.
This sped up music is actually quite good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, I guess I got kind of tired of listening to it after a while, but you speed this music up and it's incredible. Still, I think my favorite music in the game is probably the Skops the Scorpion boss music.
We didn't hear much of it though.
Yeah, final boss music is pretty neat too, but you get to hear that in the opening story. So I used to get off here and go left, thinking that that was where I needed to go, and never actually went up these elevators. So this is the first time I've ever been up here, you're seeing right now.
With the slippery blocks.
Yep. And I lost my balance and fell down. But you don't fall down too far.
I think you would kill to have that permanent helicopter here.
Well, most of the game, really, but this is the part where the permanent helicopter would have been really helpful.
So you have to knock off all those ink gums they are, I think?
Well, enough of them that you can break the cage.
Because I remember you asking guests and yourself what those yin-yang things were.
Mm-hmm.
And I had a eraser once for ink. You know, for one of those pens you could fill with ink.
Yep.
And they looked like that. They had a part for a pencil and ink.
Yeah, I've used ink erasers before, but they were usually gray. You get pink erasers for pencil, and then gray erasers for the ink.
Most erasers for pencil here are white, actually, but...
Yeah, that might be it. I mean, this is a European game, and there's the screw you exit point that I was talking about before. You start running to this cage, you hit the exit, and...
you can try again.
Well, you'll have to either quit the level immediately, or beat the level, and then come back and beat the level a second time.
Which I can admit is very frustrating.
Yep, especially since I've been cutting out the parts of each level that I had to repeat, but I still had to go through and finish beating each level after I got these cages. So I left this little scene in as a reminder to you guys of what it is that I had to face as I returned to these levels.
Endless hooking, swinging, death.
Yep, like I said, this stuff was in World 4.
Looking back, it's indeed worse than you'd think, because it would be earlier in the game compared to what we saw at the start of this video.
Yep. So, you may have noticed this path building itself.
Yep.
We can finally enter Candy Chateau and do Mr. Dark's dare.
Well, I'm looking forward to seeing that.
And so am I. Next time, the final video.
Goodbye.